Cold front is on the move. It's just to the north of the valley right now. You kind of make it out on the radar. This is it right down in through here. Triggered a couple of thunderstorms in Corpus Christi and an isolated thunderstorm possible here as well. But I think it's just going to be one of those fronts comes through. The winds get strong for a while and temperatures just begin to drop. There's the front. And again, south of Corpus Christi coming into Falfurrias, which is right there as we speak. Zapata now reporting a northerly wind. There the temperatures 60 in Corpus, 61 in Laredo. Foul has dropped to 71, but everything south of that in the 80s right now. And if we look at the valley, we're all in the mid to upper 80s, 86 in Rio Grande City, 85 in Edinburg, 84 in Raymondville, 81 at the coast. But if you look, you can see the colors changing just north of Falcon Lake up there, just north of the valley. That's the front on the way. In a couple hours from now, it'll be moving into the area northwest to southeast across the region. This is what it's going to do to temperatures. Overnight tonight, we drop from wherever we are when the front gets here, probably still upper 70s. Through the 60s, through the 50s, and by morning, most of us are in the 40s. And then look what it does for tomorrow's highs. The map doesn't change. They just stay there. The highest temperature for the day, probably first thing in the morning, actually midnight technically, but temperatures will keep going down all day long. And by tomorrow evening, you're looking at no warmer than these readings on the screen. Probably a little bit chillier even on Thursday. Take a look. Normal high this time of year is 74. Going for a high tomorrow of 49, a high on Thursday of 47. We've dropped Friday's high a bit because I think the clouds are going to linger for a lot of the day. By the end of the day, maybe some sunshine, but even with that, only 52 for your high on Friday. Taking all the numbers down on the long range. Clouds are really thickened up across the region today. There's some breaks in those clouds, and there's some very spotty light showers around the area. All this moisture kind of feeding up into the front, sitting just to the north of us. So the front slides through the valley this evening, triggering maybe an isolated thunderstorm, but it turns windy and temperatures just plummet. And there's just that light rain and drizzle. This is 9 o'clock in the morning. This is 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And the map just doesn't change. You just see windy, cold, damp conditions. Thursday, rain might actually pick up a little bit as an upper air storm system swings through the region into Thursday night. If you look up here, if you can see the very top of the screen, very left edge of the screen, the models are indicating maybe some wintry precipitation, if you will, north and west of the valley. Thursday night and early Friday morning. And with that, temperatures here probably going to be perhaps as cold as the upper 30s and low 40s. Could there be some isolated wintry precipitation here? A very slight chance. The atmosphere is going to be just a little too warm here at the surface, but still that slight possibility does exist. We go 50% for rain tomorrow, 60% Thursday, then early Friday, 40%, but by the end of the day, it moves out of here and we dry out. So you're traveling, right? Going north tomorrow? 44 to start the day in San Antonio. Same thing, Dallas. Amarillo starts at 28 with sunshine. And look at all the green. It's just a messy day everywhere except Amarillo. And there it's cold. And notice temperatures don't go up. They just stay there all day long. 40s, 30s across the state with rain, and it's just a nasty mess tomorrow across most of Texas. If you're driving northward, it's going to be an ugly drive. I think it'll be above freezing, but so no ice or anything like that, but just a cold, wet day. So for us tonight, it'll turn cloudy, windy, rainy, and chilly overnight. Lows will fall into the 40s. And then tomorrow it's cloudy, windy, rainy, and still cold. Temperatures stay in the 40s. Northwest wind 12 to 25 most of the day tomorrow. Thursday looks about the same, but a couple degrees cooler. We try to warm back up on Friday. We start with the messiness in the morning, but by afternoon, I think the clouds may start to thin out a little bit. We're back to 52. And then look at the weekend. We've taken the numbers down just a little because it's going to be so cold in the mornings, but afternoon temperatures back in the 60s with plenty of sunshine. That should continue the warm up into the early part of next week. That is your updated First Warn 5 forecast.